Hey Faith family, welcome to the Rooted Conversations podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. I am Tish.
And Ebony. Thank you.
Yes, this is our YouTube debut. We are so excited. So excited to be here.
Very.
I keep looking off a camera. Forgive me. I'm working on it. Okay.
So, our topic today is going to be the power of the tongue.
Right. Because it is such an important thing. We actually got triggered today because we were, just on social media, and we saw this one post that was just typical, something that we've done both in the past and that we, try to make sure that we don't do, which is just speaking negatively, right?
Yeah.
So the person that made the post was talking about their health, and they were saying that, I'm always sick. It's always a thing. Every week I get sick, this type of thing. And it's like, we have to be careful with, the things that we say. And they were like, I hate my body and stuff like that. And we just can't be speaking like that out here. So we wanted to make this video to kind of share our experiences with the things that we've experienced based on the power of the tongue. Because we know that the Bible says that life and death are in the power of the tongue, right?
Yes.
Right. So we have to be extremely careful when it comes to that. So we're going to share our personal experiences with examples of how this has manifested and worked in our personal lives. And then we want to give you guys some tips as well on what you can do to try to, work on this and get better in this area as you continue to grow in the Lord.
Absolutely. So, like my sister was saying, like life and death is in the power of the tongue. Mm-hmm. And just inadvertently you won't be thinking about it, especially when it comes down to us speaking about ourselves. Sometimes we have this issue where we spare no expense when it comes down to going in on ourselves. I know I had plenty of issues before. I want to say I just came into this knowing of life and death is in the power of the tongue. Something I've heard my whole life, but to actually live it is a different beast. Yeah. So learning to speak life over yourself, you can hinder yourself by just the words that come out of your mouth. Mm-hmm. And so in saying that, I mean, just speaking love, to yourself, encouraging yourself, lifting yourself up, speaking life over yourself is very important, and especially on this Christian journey, on this Christian walk, because we walk by faith, right?
Not by sight.
Yes.
Amen.
And so you have to just be mindful of that tongue, because sometimes you'll do it without even thinking about it. It's what I'm trying to say. So I remember a situation where I was a kid. We was at school, and we were in the classroom, and the teachers, they were just asking people, did you feel like you had chicken pox or anything like that? It was maybe somebody at the school got the chicken pox, and they were just trying to see, ask other students. And here I am, I want to go home. So I'm like, I got the chicken pox. I don't even know what chicken pox is, none of it. I got home, man. I am broke out in complete bumps. You get what I'm saying? If anybody experienced what the chicken pox was or whatever, you get all these, itchy, your skin get the itching and all that. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't even have the chicken pox. Honestly, I didn't even know what they were. But by me saying that, it's just that deep, you guys. So you want to make sure you're speaking life over yourself. Mm-hmm. And every chance you get.
Yeah, it's so powerful, because I remember some years ago that, God started working on me with this, because I was a chronic complainer. Like, I complained about everything. And still to this day, it's my default setting. So I have to make sure that I'm mindful when using my words, what I'm saying. Because it used to be, I'm always depressed. This is never working. Something is wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. It was always something negative about myself. I'm fat. I didn't feel like I was pretty, so I would say that I'm ugly, and it was a cesspool of negativity. And so God started working on me on that when I decided to live my life for Christ and start following him. He started to work on me with my mouth, and making sure that I actually would speak good and positive things over myself, instead of always saying that I'm broke, saying I don't have the money at the moment, but it's on the way. I had to change my language, change my words.
Yeah, definitely,
most definitely. And as soon as I did that, I started seeing those results. I had to be faithful to it. I had to keep speaking it, keep saying it, and be patient and wait on God's timing. But it's come true. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about that anymore. You know what I mean?
I mean, because the Bible says, so a man thinketh, so is he.
So is he. Exactly.
So
and what you think is what's going to come out of your mouth. So, they go hand in hand. But you definitely need to make sure that even if you feel sick, you're not speaking that over yourself. You know what I mean?
You're not giving the enemy no power in that way.
Exactly.
Because that's how he drives fear. You know what I'm saying? So if he can get you to just say it, you know what I'm saying, he could be pressing on you. You don't have to say it. You don't have to give in to the guilt. You can literally ignore it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to give it life, because you give it life when you say it out of your mouth.
Exactly.
So you want to make sure you're speaking life over yourself and not ill will or death. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to be mindful of it. And it's not easy, because it's something that we do like a default setting, like my sister said.
Yeah.
But when you start being mindful of those things and mindful
paying attention
of what you're saying about yourself, or
about your
over
kids,
your children, or over your finances, or over life in general, you want to make sure you're speaking good things,
right? Positive things, like speak positive is something that you see as a reoccurring theme. And I mean, when I wasn't here, before I got here, when I was still a negative person, people that spoke positively, people that were upbeat and that type of thing really irritated me. And I was like, why are you so happy? Why are you always saying good stuff? Even if I know that something's going on with you, you still speaking of good things. And it's like, it was a puzzle. I'm like, what are you doing? But once I got it, I understood. Walk by faith and not by sight. Yes, it looks like I'm sick. Like when I feel like I had corona in the past, I was definitely sick. I definitely lost my smell. I definitely lost my sense of taste, and I was definitely had a fever, and I definitely could not breathe well. So all these things were happening, but you would not hear me say COVID. Okay, you would not hear me say anything like that I feel like it was going to go away. And no, I personally, not advising you to do this, but I'm saying personally, no, I did not go to the doctor. You know what I mean? This was right after my mom passed, and it was very much a trying time for me, because I was so used to my mom praying for me, and I feel like this happened at that time so that God would teach me that I could pray for myself. I could speak over myself for his grace and his healing. You know what I mean? And so I did that. I said, you know what, I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna be okay. And I stuck it out, and I took care of myself, and I was able to get better, and now I'm good. My smell is back, my taste is back. Girl, we good, girl. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody else experienced any symptoms. Nobody else ever got sick. I feel like it was just a test for me. But if I had actually spoke that out of my mouth, it would have, it could have been something else. It could have been something serious, because it's definitely serious out here, but I'm just speaking for me and my faith and my experience. I'm not telling anybody to not go to the doctor if you feel like that's what you need to do. But I'm just saying my experience. And I understood, in that moment for me, it was definitely a test of my faith. And it was, what was I going to do with my words? What was I going to do with my actions? Was I going to behave as if I wasn't going to live long after this? I had to really speak that I'm fine. Like I'm healthy. God is good. I'm going to make it through this. And I used my words and I used my faith, and God was able to help me through that situation. So
absolutely, because
it's real.
This Christian journey is definitely not for the faint-hearted. Wherever you're in your Christian journey is personalized to you. Your relationship with God is a personal one.
Definitely.
It's between you and God. You know what I'm saying? And so this is just one of those things that you learn on that journey, is how to speak life over yourself. And it's a very powerful tool that God gave us.
Right.
And so that's why he says, that's why it's life and death. You know what I'm saying? It's not
whichever one you speak is what it's gonna be.
Yes.
Whatever you say, that's what it's gonna be, period. Like, that's just what it is.
Exactly.
That's just what it is. Like, when I remember also we have to be considerate about our children, because when I was younger, of course my mom trained us to know God, and she took us to church, and she instilled such wonderful values, and I love my mama for that. Absolutely. But she was still in her brokenness, and I understand that now as an adult. So at periods of times during my childhood, I remember one of the incidences she said to me when she was frustrated, of course, that I would be just to stand up in the road and I would never accomplish anything because she was mad at me because I wouldn't, you know, do what she wanted to at that point. I was a teenager and I was being rebellious, and she was like, oh, you just gonna be a big old stand up in the road. You ain't gonna never be nothing. You know what I mean? And, you know, and it really, really stuck with me, and it really, really damaged my self-esteem. And I didn't even realize it at the moment. I just brushed it off and like, whatever. But
it stuck with you.
Yes, clearly. As an adult.
Yeah, it stuck with you.
She like, clearly. Look, but
we've all had it, right? We've all experienced damaging
words,
information from people that we look up to and admire,
that we love.
And you as an adult, you just say these things out of anger in the moment, but you have to understand there is so much power behind your words, and it's powerful enough to cut. That's why just saying the truth, you know what I'm saying, cuts the bull crap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So therefore you have to be very careful about and make yourself aware of what you're speaking over yourself and over your children, over your finances.
Right.
But yeah, basically what I was saying, as far as the adults, you have to be mindful of that when as an adult and you have children, what you're saying to your children, because it definitely affects them.
And it took me a long time for God to heal me from that.
Can we say years? I just got over some of the stuff. I want to say 2020. Okay? This was things that happened when I was a kid. Things that people said to me when I was a child.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They stuck with me, those, because you never forget what they said, how they made you feel. You might even forget the words.
Right.
But you don't forget how it made you feel. And those are the things that you have to take to God for Him to do the healing on. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you're being aware of what you're putting out there. What are you saying?
So like even now, if I say something really harsh or, you know, just out of line to my child, I will bring her back and say, listen, let me explain to you. I love you so much. I did not mean what I was saying. I was just frustrated in the moment because of you not listening to me when I asked you to do what I asked you to do. So I was just frustrated in the moment. That doesn't mean I love you any less, and it doesn't mean I need you to change. Because at one point she was just trying to be like, oh, I'm just gonna be the good girl, and I'm like, nah, because it's not you. You know what I mean? I just need you to be you, but just do what I say. So it's like we really have to be careful with you know, making sure that we come back and explain to our children, because our minds as children, I think before even our way up to the age of 25 is just not fully developed yet. Absolutely. So some things they cannot grasp. They don't have the understanding that we have, that you or just made in that moment.
You've been through to be able to understand. Their brain can't even conceive what you're saying.
Right.
You know, because
so you just take it to heart. Even when I was 17, I took it to heart. I felt like my mama really felt that way about me. I feel like she really felt it, you know, and she was just angry.
And sometimes you can take it as law. You know what I'm saying? You can take it as law when it's coming from somebody that you admire, or you know, your parents. Yeah. But also you also want to make sure that you let your children know that they're still not right. Right. Just because I was upset in that moment, because when they get up in old age and they say things to you and you're like, oh, well, I was just in the moment. You don't want to give them that excuse as well. So you just want to always be mindful about what you're saying. Right. And apologize. And even when you say something to yourself that is horrible, you know what I'm saying? I used to say all the time, oh my God, I'm so lazy, I'm so fat, I'm so this, I'm so... Girl, okay, don't do it. Okay, so now you see me, and what I'm gonna say is I'm a fit vegan. I'm a fit vegan. That means I'm active when I work out and I eat nothing but the goodest of the foods, you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to change the trajectory of my life. You know what I mean? And so my words are going to precede me, because I walk by faith and not by sight. I don't walk by what it look like right now. I ain't worry about this, because I know it's coming to an end soon. I'm going to be able to release all the excess fat that I held on to from my childhood. Look, that's a whole nother conversation. We ain't talking about that, but listen. The power of your words is serious, even for yourself. So speak loving words to yourself, that you are beautiful. You can do this, girl. You got this, girl. You got to talk to yourself like God gave it to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Talk to yourself like you're your best friend. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't say some cutting words to your best friend. You would say, or your daughter. You wouldn't say that to, I wouldn't say that to my baby. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, you are beautiful. You are loved. I love you so much. You got this. So sometimes you have to do that for yourself. Yes. Because sometimes you don't have people around you doing to like pat you on your back. Like you literally have to pick yourself up. And that's okay. That's okay.
And those words are going to be powerful. And that's why affirmations are so powerful. And that's why you see so much stuff about affirmations, because it's real. It's real,
you
y'all.
can literally change the tape in your head. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You can take out that negative tape and you can put in a positive one.
Right.
And you can get that flowing.
Faith comes by hearing. So when you speak it, you hear it as well, okay? And that's going to become what you feel like is going to that's going to be tied into your faith, right?
That's going to become your world.
It's like a cycle. It's beautiful. I'm telling you, change the way that you speak
and change your life.
Yeah.
Okay. So on this Christian journey that we're trying to want you guys to come on with us. These were one of the things that came up. This is one of the things that triggered us and made us wanted to speak out and let someone know that life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Right. So yeah, if this is something that you're struggling with, then I challenge you to try for just 24 hours to challenge yourself. Like, make a note of it, make a wallpaper on your phone to speak positively over yourself, right? And really keep it in the forefront of your face so that you can remind yourself throughout the day to speak positive. And I promise you, if you start paying attention, you will see how much negative stuff that we can talk sometimes without even knowing it.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, I'm broke. Oh, this ain't gonna work. This is so stupid.
Just so happen to let it slip out immediately. Lord, forgive me for that.
Yeah.
I take that back. Lord, forgive me for that.
Yeah.
In that very instant.
Yes.
And it's all made new. And you can keep on trucking. But it's just being aware of what you're saying.
I'm telling you.
What you're speaking over your life.
And I have everyone in my household, my husband and my daughter, and even my brother, like anybody that is around me is no, we don't speak negative. Okay? We don't do that. Oh, I'm gonna break my arm. Nah, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I'm gonna need you to take that back. Say that it's not so. And so right in the tracks, like, and they stop now everyone knows, when you around me, we not talking like that. Because that's not what we do.
No.
That's not what we do.
Yes. So a man thinketh, so is he.
Exactly. Yeah. So take command of your words, be mindful, and just start paying attention to your own personal conversation. And I think slowly you can kind of work on, taking some of those words back, or taking control of your life through your words, and, allowing God-filled, loving words to come out of your mouth instead of
because he said
hateful.
We are what? We are wonderfully.
Yeah, fearfully and wonderfully made.
Okay.
Definitely.
You heard that? Okay.
So definitely start there. Just kind of challenge yourself, see what type of stuff you say, and kind of just work on it. Write down some of the stuff that you say so that you can kind of pay attention to it and start weeding out the bad things you say and start incorporating more
because it's a process.
life-filled words.
It's a process. It's not something that you're gonna do overnight because this is life training. Okay, this is what we were born into. We were born into sin. So into self-hate and self-doubt, all of it. So you have to just change the language, change the dialogue. And so that's what we're working on. And so we want you guys to work on that with us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so how we gonna wrap this up, sis?
I don't know. So that's the end of the episode.
It's just all spill.
Yeah. But if you want to continue the conversation with us, we would love for you to continue it with us either in the comments, or you can also continue the conversation with us on the in the Facebook group, which is the Rooted Conversations podcast group. You can search for that and you can find us online, or you can find me at I am Tish Dion on Instagram and at Tish Dion on TikTok, and
you can find me on Instagram at his Ebony _. You can find me on TikTok at his Ebony _ okay, you guys.
Awesome.
So we're looking forward to hearing from you. Make sure you hit that notification button, subscribe. We are just loving when you guys to come and grow with us.
Yes. We'll be here weekly with a new episode every Sunday. That's our commitment. So we love you and we thank you for being here. Be blessed, and we're praying for everyone that's watching, and we love you. Bye.
Ready, Roger? We got to get hype for the camera. You know what I'm saying? We got to get hype.
You like that, don't you?
Okay. Hey, boo. How you doing?